And I think it's time to, as we often say in China, get rid of that Cold War mentality.
How to truly get the government to go, into amongst the masses, amongst the people. I think this is something that the US can learn from China.
It's like they definitely have their own differences because every country is different from each other.
Exactly.
But I don't think it's ever a bad thing.
美國近年喺各個領域打壓中國崛起，又喺人權、民主等議題上抹黑中國。中美關係未來點樣走，成為全世界都關注嘅議題。一班嚟自美國嘅95後年輕人點樣睇美式民主呢？佢哋眼中嘅中美關係又係點呢？
I think, to really actively listen to the people's voice, to not only make big promises and just, big talk during the election, but then after the election's over, then it just is back to everything else and people feel upset and they don't like the results and just feel like they're being lied to. I think this can be learned, I think, from China.
I think the perception, as you were saying, from media is very much like US freedom, you could do anything you want. And then China is like, you're stuck in a little box. But I think it's definitely they're quite similar to each other in a sense. They definitely have their own differences because every country is different from each other.
Exactly.
But I don't think it's ever a bad thing because every country has different cultures and everything's going to run according to that. I think that, at least from the US perspective, and this is not just talking about just the two countries, but especially with the news, sometimes the news isn't anymore just about saying the news. You have to compete the news with interesting TV shows. So they're gonna make everything as dramatic as possible. Pick the good guys and the bad guys. So it's like following a story of a TV show. And sometimes what that ends up being nowadays is the US and whoever's in charge is the good guy and China's the bad guy. So they might not actually be following everything that's going on in the society, but they're the villain. You can't say oh, look at this great thing they did. You're gonna point out all the bad things.